everyone, I'm back with another demo video for you guys, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually going to be making wind chimes. Hot glue gun, yarn, we have some bells, some beads, some more beads, and that's basically it. So I'm going to get started right now. First, I'm going to start by plugging in my hot glue gun. It's going to take about a minute or two to warm up. I also forgot to mention that you'll need 2 wooden dowels. I have them right here in front of me, and what we're going to do is we're going to put them in like a cross, and then we're going to hot glue them together, and then we're going to get our yarn and wrap it around from each side and, basically tighten it up. So these dowels are pretty big. I think what I'm gonna do instead is break them in half and then just use the 2 half pieces instead. Because I broke the dowels in half, the ends that were broken apart are a bit sharp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put hot glue on the end so that it's not sharp, and I'm gonna wrap my wooden dowels with yarn. You don't have to do this, I just think it would look nicer, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The hot glue gun is ready now. I'm just adding that glue to the more sharp end first, and then I'm gonna grab my yarn and I'm going to wrap around it and try to wrap over it to cover up that piece like this. And then I'm gonna bring that yarn and wrap it all the way down to the other end, and with the other end I'm gonna add hot glue on that end too, and then wrap around there, and then I'll tie a knot with that one piece of yarn, and that will be it, and I'll cut off any excess yarn. Tying the loop can be a little bit tricky, so once I feel like that end is wrapped pretty well, I'm gonna cut the yarn a piece long enough so that I can wrap it around and loop it around into a knot. So I'm looping it around the dowel now, and I'll probably make a few knots just to make sure it's tight, so 2 or 3 should be good. So the knot should look something like this, and I'm going to remove that excess piece of yarn by cutting it off. I'm going to repeat the same steps with the other dowel, and then when it's done, I'm going to attach the 2 like across like this, hot glue it, and then wrap some more yarn around it just so that it's extra sturdy. Now that they're both wrapped in yarn, I'm going to hot glue the center of one of the dowels right there. So I'll try to get it in the middle as much as I can, as evenly as I can. That should be enough glue. So then I'll put this one on top of it like this. And then I'm gonna grab the yarn. And first what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna tie a knot with the yarn before I start wrapping it all around. I'll probably tie 2 knots just to make it extra tight. And if it moves around a little, that's okay. And then the next step is I'm just gonna wrap the yarn like this. And then I'm gonna switch to the other side like this. And I'll just keep repeating this step until I feel like it's good, like it's sturdy. Okay, I finished wrapping it. I cut off a really, really long piece, and then I'm just gonna tie the center where I want the chimes to be coming down. So I'm just tying a knot to make sure it's tight. It's gonna look like this coming down. So coming down from that center, that will be our first like wind chime piece. I have this piece pretty long. I always cut it extra long, like longer than I think I'll need just because you never know. So I am gonna start adding the beads in now. My beads have pretty large holes because I'm using yarn. I recommend if you're gonna use yarn, look for beads with large holes. I have a pack that's a variety, so it comes with small, medium, large, and I still struggle with the medium. If you do want to use beads with smaller holes, I would say use a thread. That will work a lot better. And there's no particular pattern I'm following. I just want to have about 2 bells on each string. So I start with beads first, and then somewhere in the center, I'm gonna add my bell. And after my bell, I'm gonna give it a little space to start my next line of beads, and then I'm gonna end with the bell. You'll see me do that in a little bit. I just finished the first string going down. This is what it looks like right now. I'm just gonna tighten it a little bit more at the end. I'm gonna cut this string off, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat the same steps for the other strings hanging down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the string go down on each side of the dowel. So there's gonna be one on the center, but then there will be one on each end of the dowel. So in total, it will be 5 strings hanging down. So I'm gonna start right here on this other side, and I'm gonna tie right there. And then when I finish this one, I'm gonna tie another one at the other end of this same dowel. And then when I'm done with that dowel, I'm going to tie a string at both ends of the other one. wind chime looks pretty good. The last thing I have to do is add a string at the top to hang it. And I'm just going to reuse one of the strings that I had cut off earlier, some of the excess string, and I just tie it on one end on the top, kind of near the center, but not really. And make sure to double knot it or triple knot it so that it's tight. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so this is what the wind chime ended up looking like. You can see I added this string right here for it to hang. It actually chimes so you can hear the bells. A little bit wobbly, but it'll do just fine. So yeah, this is it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. If I were to do it again, I'd probably use a different material. Now knowing that it's kind of hard to put beads through yarn unless you have, beads with really big holes in them. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, it's very cute. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you